Hello, good morning, children. How are you all? I hope you are all doing well by the grace of God. We bless God for that. My name is Christian Oke. My name is Christian Oke. I am your history teacher in class 1. And you must know that it is very important to learn history or to study history. And the reason why is that when you and I study history, we become open-minded. What am I trying to say by open-minded? We become more responsible. We become responsible for our behavior in the future. In other words, I am trying to say that you become people who behave well in the future in the society. That's the main reason why, as children, we need to learn about the things that have already happened. That's history. Because history gives us a lot of information about the things that happen, and with that we can build our future, our life, to know how to stay with people in the society. All right, so having said that, let's go quickly to the main reason why we have prepared this slide for you. In today's lesson, we'll be looking at history as a subject. History as a subject. All right, so under this, children, we will be thinking and talking about why and how we study history. We will be we will be talking about more and more why and how we study history. All right, so moving ahead, we cannot talk about why and how we study history without knowing the exact word, which is history, without knowing or defining the word history. So that is all it is about. All right, so when we say history, what is it? What is history? What is history? What is history? All right, so let's define it. History talks about things and activities that have already happened. Please, I'm taking it again. History talks about things and activities that have already happened. Let's take two examples and we shall move on. As the first example, we all know that Ghana became independent. Some of the children may not know, some of you may not know, but we all know that Ghana became independent. All right, so as part of history, we have Ghana became independent on the 6th March 1957. We are looking at examples of what history. Ghana became independent on the 6th March 1957. So this is what part of history. It's something that has already happened. Perhaps you and me, we were not around by then. We were not yet born, but we came to meet this as part of history of Ghana. So it has happened, is a past event though, but it's part of the history of Ghana. And today we are living freely because of the independence of 6th March 1957. So it's a history. It's something that happened in the past that has become what? History today. All right. So let's take the second example. With this example, you may replace the name I'm going to use by your own name. The name by your own name. What am I trying to say? When we talk about the day you were born, it's history. Because you are not born today, but you were born some times ago. And that's how come you celebrate your birthday. So the very day you were born was already in the past. So it becomes what? History of your life. All right, so let's take this example. Let's say Amma. Amma is a human being. Amma is a girl. Amma was born on the 10th June 2016. Amma was born on the 10th June 2016. This is part of the history of Amma, because it's about when she was born. It was in the past. And Amma can every year remember that day and celebrate it. It becomes, part of history of Amma. All right, so let's notice this. Talking about history, there are some people who can tell us history. There are some people who can help us study history. And those people are the people who are older than us. Anybody who is older than you and who knows about something that happened in the past can tell you that thing that happened in the past. So the person becomes immediately a source of history for you. So the person can tell you about history. An elderly, you may take your daddy, for instance, can tell you about history because he was born before you. And he even, as a matter of fact, gave birth to you. Therefore, he knows better than you do. And therefore, he can narrate, he can tell you things that happened when you are not even yet born. So, he becomes, a source of history. I hope you are all listening. All right, your mom can also tell you about history. As I said earlier on about your dad, she's older than you. She gave birth to you. She knows things that happened before you were giving birth to, and therefore she can inform you about the past events, the things that took place in the past. And your teacher can also help you study history. Anybody who is older than you and who knows about the things that happened in the past can feed you with that information. So these people put together becomes source of history. Moving ahead, we will look at the sources and other things. But these are the people who can help you study history. And let me tell you, listen to this attentively. Anybody who studies history or who can tell you history, we call that person a historian. Listen carefully. That person is called a historian. A historian. Anybody who can tell you about history is a historian. All right, so to wrap up, let's look quickly at the reasons for studying history. Now listen, there should always be a reason for you to do something in life. There's a reason why you are studying, you are learning, you are attending St. Mary's school. There's a reason why you are born in that family where you are born in. There's a reason why you like what you like. So in history also, there are reasons for studying history. And therefore, there are many in numbers, but I'm just going to emphasize to talk about 6 of them today. And I want you to memorize them. I want you to learn them and make sure that they become part of you. 6 reasons I'm going to list. All right, so for the first reason, history helps us to understand the past. History helps us to understand the past. This simply means you were not yet born by then, but the thing took place in the past. And as you were born, as you were growing up, you were told about the things that happened in the past. This helps you to know what happened in the past, when the thing happened, and how it happened. It feeds you with these information, and you can also tell somebody else about what you were told, which is also part of history. Number 2, history helps us to know our culture. History helps us to know our culture. And as we all know, in Ghana here we have a lot of tribes, many tribes. I learned that in a tribe in Ghana here, there's some people, when greeting you, they bow down. They have to bow down or they go there on their knees to greet somebody, which shows a sense of what? Sign of respect given to the person they are greeting. Is their culture. The food we eat, the way we dress, the way we talk, even the language we speak is part of our culture. Therefore, whoever is practicing some of these things are making sure that the culture does not disappear. So as you are born in that environment, you learn to know about how people live in that environment, and you also continue with it. It becomes your culture. So history helps us to know our culture. Thirdly, history helps us to appreciate the sacrifice our forefathers made for us. That's history for you. History helps us to appreciate the sacrifice our forefathers made for us. Ghana became independent on the 6th March 1957. There were people who were involved. There were Ghanaians that gave their life, you see, to fight and to gain independence for us so that we can live freely today. So you learn about them and then you appreciate them. And to wrap up, we can also look at history. We learn history to not to repeat the mistake of the past. If somebody perhaps has stolen in the past and that person was severely punished, you look forward not to repeat the same mistake so that you also become punished. But you do the right thing so that you shall be rewarded. So history helps us to live a moral life, a good life in the society. And lastly, history helps us to understand other people. So we know other people's culture, and we learn how they live, and we also live friendly with them in the same community for peace to prevail. So briefly, these are the 6 reasons why we study history. So when you learn history, you have all these information, and you have somebody who is responsible. Okay, so I want you to read the slide that I prepared for today's lesson, and also listen to the audio as well. Take time and read them one after the other. Make sure you develop understanding over this lesson, and from there you move to the website to attempt the quiz over there. Next time when we have class, it shall be a live class where you ask many questions. I also ask you many questions. All right. God richly bless you and keep you. Bye bye.